He has a Lifetime Achievement Award for speaking at Traveler events. Basically, lagi siyang nandito. Suki namin siya. He was the former governor of Albay and now representative of its 2nd District. Please welcome Representative Joey Salceda.
Gandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Hello. Gandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Sige, diretso lang. Well, dumarating talaga ang panahon na siguro kahit sa mag-asawa, hindi naman nagkakalabuan. Andun pa rin yung pagmamahal. May konting adjustment lang. Sige, next. Wag yan sa... Well, pag tinignan mo to, it works. Next. Pag tinignan mo po to, I will always start with this because it says that if the problem is anthropogenic, then the solution, or man-made, then the solution is also man-made. It stands to reason. Ito pong Cagsawa Church nakikita nyo, 1814 ho yan, nagiba ng Mayon. Pero pag tinignan mo po yung church na ginawa ng mga Albayano, 40 years before the eruption. Kaya so marami ka lang makukulit. May tiwala sila sa mga praile kaysa simbahan. Joke lang. Next. So pag tinignan mo naman yung climate change legal infrastructure ng Pilipinas, it's probably the most robust. You have the Clean Air Act, 1999, ES Ecological Solid Waste Management Act, 2001, Clean Water, probably the healthiest portfolio of environmental and climate change legislation is in this country. The Climate Change Commission Act, the NDRA Act, MA, walang MA Act of 2010, then you have Republic 1074, 2012, the ratification of Paris Agreement in 2017, and then you have a 2017 GA provision for 1 billion for parametric insurance targeting 20 vulnerable provinces, and the IR is currently being crafted. Next. Nako, ito, may mga galit na sa akin. No one has been jailed or nobody from DNR dismissed for not implementing these laws. Therefore, how can you say that we're kumbaga sa mag-asawa, perfect attendance, perfect, wag na lang. 2, the Climate Change Commission Act, the CCC is trying to be an implementer of projects instead of formulating frameworks. In fact, the NDA designation of the CCC, and they naturally have to be the NDA to the Green Climate Fund, was shifted surreptitiously to DNR, which is an implementing entity and therefore a vested interest and therefore cannot perform. I don't know why. But since naisubmit na ho natin yung papeles sa Green Climate Fund, di ko na alam. And ito na, huwag nyo nang basahin. Itong number 3 kasi may magagalit dito sa harap ko. The successor framework, and kinuha ko lang po sa OCD din, yung 2 years na pinagtrabahuan nila, yung sunset review ng Congressional Oversight Committee, nagla-language po siya sa Defense Committee kasi doon na-refer instead sa Committee on Reorg. Ang OCD rin, gusto rin maging authority. So, that is the biggest drift actually if you ask me. Well, kumbaga sa mag-asawa, sige mag-sex tayo pero magkahiwalay ang kama. And then of course, the Paris Agreement, as everybody knows, was poorly negotiated because it's essentially shifted the burden of emission reduction to developing countries from developed countries. So yung pagka-liit-liit na emission space you need for development, halos 5% na lang ang titira for countries which are what you can call the vulnerable middle-income countries like the Philippines. Ganun na lang. So there's hardly any space for us to grow. And we have to fight for it. It's not fighting for oil or something. I forgot. Kulang nga pala ako dito. Next. So moving forward, and of course, the GCF, largely a Philippine invention. You see, over 4 COPs, Philippine negotiators had widespread imprint on design, the language of the Green Climate Fund, including the direct access, and which is right now the financing mechanism of the UNFCCC. Under the helm, I'm sorry, pangalanan ko na ako, under Philippine leadership, the 8 prerequisites for the operationalization of the Green Climate Fund was completed in one sitting in Bali. And the initial resource mobilization of 10.3 billion was done under the leadership of Philippines as chairman of the Green Climate Fund. Pero ngayon, hanggang ngayon, wala pa tayo. Ewan ko kung ano meron. Ako naman, ayoko naman masyado kong atat kasi siyempre as a former co-chair at ayoko naman sabihin ako yung tatay ng bata, kaya mag-aantay na lang ako sa labas ng delivery room. Pero joke lang yan. Napaka-seryoso pala dito. And just to reflect on what kind of, you see, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. The NDRMF fund for 2017, from the NEP to the House, then out of the BICAM, was mercilessly cut down from 40 billion to only 19 billion. Kaya ngayon, sa Marawi, ang Marawi po is only accounts for about 7% of the total GDP of ARM. So that would be about 11 billion. Assuming an incremental capital output ratio of 3, then the total assets there is 33 billion. So all these things about 20 billion, that will essentially account for 2/3, assuming totally damaged and no private sector recovery. Well, okay lang. At least we can have a showcase of our capacity to build better rather than just building back better. And then the PSF of 1 billion, sus, Maria Josep, hanggang ngayon hindi pa katakot-takot na permutation na nakita ko dito. At ilang beses na po nandaanan na konsulta kahit papano. Sa ngayon, wala pa rin. And then sa 2017, meron po tayong 1 billion for parametric insurance targeting 20. Ba't ba ako nandiyan agad? Alam mo yan, natutuwa ako dito eh. Alam mo, si dating GSIS, I formerly worked for Swiss Bank. So, we had this thing about having a parametric insurance. Ibig sabihin, sa Albay, pag 240 kph at 240 mm ang ulan, automatic release sila ng 300 million, pero taon-taon magbibigay ako ng 30 million. So, yung gap between the availability of resources, kasi that's a thing as a golden hour. That time, when state intervention can save one life and allow you to achieve zero casualty, that is the most single important thing for me. Because that is totally shows your respect for human dignity. In the middle of distress. So, ang ano po nito, dahil may liquidity trap tayo, so ang ibig sabihin nito, mag-assess pa. Ngayon, hindi na automatic, bibigay sa iyo. So, i-insure ko sa GSIS, re-insure naman sa Surikre. Problema ko, bila na napansin ng iba, gawin natin 12 kasi makakamura ng 30. Diyos mio, pardon, wala pa yatang 2 ang sumali. Kaya ngayon, ang gagawin nila libre. The following year, ewan ko kung sino ang magbabayad na ng insurance premium. At saka walang ownership. Pwede ba yun? Pwedeng sex without love? Sus. Buti pa love without sex, meron. There's got to be stakeholder ownership. Anyway, so God bless them and good luck. And I hope that it is so sustainable that every year that parametric. Alam mo sa Albay, if you use your money properly, we are insuring everything there. All our properties of the provincial government are insured. At one point in time, we insured all the school buildings in Albay. 300 pesos lang from GSIS. 300 pesos. At ang proceeds, 300,000 for a province that is a high risk, heavily exposed and high risk. So kaya kasi absorb ng GSIS dahil maraming ang actual reserves, positive sila. Anyway, good luck nga pala yung nag-present nitong parametric insurance na to. Sana yung nakikinabang may responsibilidad din para sa mga tao nila. Kasi kung bigay ng bigay ka, walang pupuntahan ng ginagawa ng gobyerno. Next. So, moving forward, I think the most important thing for us, if you really want to move this thing, is really to have the new National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Authority to be created. It should be a high-level institution separated from OCD, independent of DND, attached to OP, and as secretariat to the NDRMC. The NDRMA will be the lead very clearly for the implementation of risk reduction policies, programs, and projects, the rehabilitation, and the reconstruction. Nakikita nyo? Walang response. Hindi naman kasi talaga sa kailangan response eh. Risk reduction and risk management. Ang response talaga, LGU. Na kailangan tulungan. Kaya if you can see, for me, who has been there, done there, been there, and seen people dying, I can tell you what works on the ground. And clear policy instructions on response, recovery and rehab, establish MIS training center and other supporting function, initial budget of 10 billion. I think this is it naman, di ba? Next. I think the next one is thank you. Uy, wag na yan. Thank you na. So, I think I was only given 10 minutes and mukhang nagagalit sa akin si OCD Halad. Pero one sentence lang naman yung hindi niya gusto. Pero I think pwedeng pag-usapan niya. And if this, by being forthright and engaging the publics, especially basic sectors, in how we will face climate change and reduce the risk of climate change, of catastrophic climate change. I think we're better off as a people to get these things restarted again, as against really a feeling of drift in the way policies are driving the national conversation with respect to risk reduction, risk management, especially in reconstruction and rehabilitation. So to everyone, again, my deepest, ang aking pong mataas na paggalang po sa dalawang USEC natin dito, si USEC Panadero. I think he is the longest serving USEC ever in this country. And I think it's for good, having been under him when I was an LGU, and of course, USEC Halad. And of course, I think, so marami pong salamat sa inyo.
Thank you, Representative Salceda. Sir, I know you're busy, you've been in events the whole day, but would you be able to entertain just one or two questions, maybe, if any, from our audience?
But not from the two USECs.
Guys, questions before we, or just two questions before we let go Rep. Salceda. Yes, any?
Ay, salamat, wala.
Ay, there. Microphone, please.
Magpakilala po tayo.
Live ba to?
Organize live.
Yes, sir. We're live on Facebook, YouTube. Yes. And we're trending on Twitter also.
Patay tayo.
Ako, sorry sir. Yeah. Alex Ginto po. Basically, sir, I've been following up more on your stance and more on your, well, a lot of things that you did for Albay, and of course now as you are a representative. My question is more like I sense some sort of angst and frustration actually, on because like I mentioned, I've been following up on what you were doing, and you were full of passion, full of fire, and now. As you came on the stage, I sense some sort of a little frustration, some angst, and probably some anger. I saw
No.
that, yeah. But it's
the question
basically
is,
just that.
I
But
mean,
what came about? I mean, still, of course, there's some lighting probably behind those clouds.
In other words, malalim ang hugot nyo. Anong source no? Saan
Ay.
nagagaling? Oh.
Huwag kayo madadala sa akin. And I have a way of presenting things as I said, I want to trigger national conversation because the risks are rising. The passion is still there. Except that the counterparty needs robust more than me. Joke lang yun. And it will not work.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you for your question.
Kula lang sa Viagra. Kaya,
Just one more question. One na lang.
You know,
Okay, the gentleman at the back.
Saan? Ito
Here,
yung
please
this
raise-
young man.
Good afternoon po. I'm Paul Rigor from Nueva Ecija. So, sir, you mentioned about the Paris Agreement. So, in June 1, 2017, the U.S. withdrawn from the Paris Agreement. So, what would be the impact of the withdrawal of one of the most powerful countries in the world, and how can the Philippines help in fulfilling the gap left by this withdrawal?
alam mo, the market forces are taking over actually. Mura-mura na yung mga renewables So, like if you have the China and Saudi Arabia themselves going to renewables and therefore shift the supply curve to the right, and therefore prices will collapse, energy prices will collapse, and make it so, mas ano po, you take Trump seriously? Really? You really think? Of course, words matter. So mas maganda kung hindi niya sinabi yun. Pero they're bound. They're bound. So, kaya ang problema nga nun, yung walang yaw talaga nila pag nadating sa negotiation. May mga tao dito ibang nag-negotiate na Naku, katakot-takot na negotiation. Pumatol na lang tayo. Tayo, may ratification by legislation, sila ratification by executive action. Kaya ang dali-daling balik na rin. Sabihin lang ng presidente, wini-withdraw ko na dahil executive action to. Wala na. Wala na yung pinag-usapan. Kaya sa totoong buhay, mabuti pa rin magpakasal.
Okay, and finally, dahil
Hindi pwede live-in. Yun ang realization mo doon. And I wouldn't really try to be overly dismissive of the withdrawal of the U.S., but I will not also jump from the 21st floor. I will jump from the first floor. That makes it more painful, but there's no time to lose. At least for us, we adapt every day. I'm telling you, we adapt every day. Yung nangyayari doon sa Iligan, I think it's being wag na lang. Kasi the Philippines is really a major victim. In fact, I would say, to my mind, the number one victim of climate change in terms of magnitude of the risk and the actualized risk. Kasi yung iba, number one, Vanuatu, 280,000. Number two, Tonga, 320,000. Number three, Pilipinas, 105 million. So, i-multiply mo yan ng risk in terms of probabilistic modeling, ang taas-taas talaga natin. Kasi hazard times risk minus capacity, times exposure minus capacity equals risk. So, ang wala natin is capacity. Kaya nga sabi ko, importante ang institusyon. tulad ng National Disaster Risk Reduction Management Authority. Kasi kung wala yan, it has to be independent, high level, and therefore it should have the resources as well as the authorities and the ability to bring the best and the brightest minds from the CSOs and the basic sectors and mobilize them towards the fight against climate change, its impacts, and of course, basta.
Meron tayong last question, may gender balance nandito si ma'am. Ma'am, magpakilala po tayo at yung question ninyo.
Congressman, good afternoon.
Mas maganda siya kahit doon? Yun ang basis ng pilian? Proximity or beauty?
Kapwa Ateneo alumni na lang daw,
Ayun
sir.
doon lang.
Well, my question is, I noticed that in your presentation, you mentioned about the slush in the budget from 40B to 19B. I just wonder,
Nag-alisa na yun, dapat managot doon eh.
I see. I was wondering the impact because of the so many,
Well,
several
yung Marawi sana, hindi na kailangan ng supplemental budget yun. Ngayon kasi kung ang estimated 20 billion, hindi magsusupplemental kami.
So what will happen, sir, is with the slush 20B,
Oh,
at biglang dumami pa yung disaster with the expected
Ayun na nga
na
eh.
earthquake na malaki daw.
patas na patas ang risk. Pababa naman yung urge mo. Kaya, paano kayo magkakaroon ng ano?
So there is a gap.
Oh, yeah. It's not just a gap. It's a gap between passion and a gap between passion and capacity. ang sagot doon robust. Oh my God, it's so cheap pala. There are 60 pesos. Right, med. My God.
Okay. Maraming salamat po ulit, Representative
No, you have to
Joey
give way
Sasser-
to this girl.
Ay, okay. Sige.
She has been raising her hand like forever. Ma'am, do you believe in forever?
Yes, I believe in forever.
That's good. That's
Congressman,
what the Jesuits told me. Categorical imperative are universal.
Yeah.
Therefore, they are forever. I think the Jesuits are never made to, no joke lang, to pay for what they teach. Joke. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Congressman Sasset. I met you the last time during the last session that si Ring made sa Crown. Nung ayaw na ni si Ring na maging climate change chairman.
Okay.
You were there, yeah. Ang tanong ko po, kasi naimbita po ako ni Senator Bam Aquino na isang resource speaker dun sa, para sa...
Ma'am, ang haba ng kwento. Marami
Oh,
nang
hindi,
galit.
ito na, kasi gusto niya din gumawa ng isang law na yung parang gusto niyo na change ang national disaster. Are you aware of that, na meron siyang ganung motion?
The more, the better.
Instead of saying disaster, how would you like to term it Homeland Security, Safety, and Health?
Oh, God. Hindi mo ko paalisin dito. Yung civil defense kasi is a very specific mandate. And definitely it will be under the Department of National Defense because of the cumulative experience as well as, of course, the authorities vested in them by the Constitution. Ours really is just an affirmative action on behalf of future generations that will face rising challenges. At the same time, you are depleting them of the resources they need to face these challenges. And therefore, what is being suggested is an institution that will essentially be an intertemporal mediator of risk and resources. So, nagpapabilib ako, ma'am, kasi sinabi ko, Jesuit trained ako. Pero sa tingin ko, ma'am, ang sagot ko sa inyo, yes, we need to separate those two functions. I think we have to have. And ang galing naman ng Pilipino sa mga coordinative mechanisms eh. We have a security cluster, we have the climate change cluster, we have the social cluster. Nag-meeting na ba yung social cluster? Parang hindi pa ata. Intrigero talaga ang labas ko dito. Wag na, tama na. Ang mabuting bata, maraming tatay.
Okay. Thank you for ending on that note.